There's 18, right? So we go for the 15 first. Then we times 2. Will be 66. And then we beat up the 65 goblin. And then I end my turn.
Hello guys, hello. We are back, as you can see, obviously because of the video, and I have to admit that I lied. I'm so sorry guys, I really tried, but I couldn't stop myself. I apologize sincerely and deeply from my heart. In the past video I told you that I was going to the YCS using Odai's Magician Pendulums, but I couldn't. I mean, I tested it for a couple of hours, probably more than that after that, and I discovered that the deck is not good. The deck is just terrible. I mean, it's really shit, that deck. I tell you the YCS experience as we talk about the deck in question. So let's go and see what the deck is. You can see here that the deck that I'm talking about is Tellarknights. No, I made a profile before I went out of the loop because I was exhausted of this. So you know basically what I want to play on the Tellarknight deck, but with the new support and some other modifications. But the deck is basically the same. No, so you have the list. Okay, let's just look at the list. So let's start with the monsters. Okay, for the monsters, very basic tactics. No, I'm playing 3 of the NEP. The NEP adds you a Tellar-like monster. 3 of Liran. Liran adds you a Tellar spell or trap. No, I mean pretty common for this. Altair, Monster Reborn. Unulkalhide, Foolish. Very basic concepts that every deck should have. Let me wait here because I'm not accustomed to this new format of the camera. Very basic concepts every deck should have. No, Foolish Burial, a Monster Reborn, a way to add a spell or trap, and a way to add a monster. No, I mean all decks should have at least one of these, but for some reason some of them they don't have it. So what can we do, no? And then the other ones that I didn't really like, the 3, 2 Vega, 1 Altairan. For the YCAs, I thought this is the best ratios, and even when I was playing the rounds that I play, I think I didn't need a change of ratios. I think these are perfectly fine. Maybe put another name just to have one more that you can draw at consistency, but for names, I think this is perfectly it. I don't think you need any much else, no? Hand traps, 2 Ghost Ogre, 2 Ghost Bell, 2 Ash Blossom. No? Very common hand traps we all should be playing, even in this format. Ghost Bell, very good. It helped me with a Labyrinth matchup in round 1. It stopped the big welcome a couple of times, but the deck was not capable of just closing the game. Ghost Ogre, not so much. I didn't really like Ghost Ogre. I would only really use it for some tier 2, tier 3 matchups. For example, I play a Marines round 2. Ghost Ogre was very good against the field spell, but nothing much else. No? Ash Blossom, no need of explanation. And Sakitama, definitely the MVP of the YCS, unironically. With the Labyrinth matchup, it was very good that I could just put it back to the hand and then just summon it again. I didn't really use it for the Xyz stuff, only like a couple of times, but it was a good bait to just force out any type of like negation or interaction to then just play your Tellars. So yes, Sakitama, very good. I would play 4 or 5 if it was possible, but not on this game. We cannot play more than 3 because Konami hates fun. So Master Rule 6 should be about us playing 4 copies of each card that we have. Then let's go to the spells. I will put them on screen again so you don't have to listen to my explanation and you can go home before, no? Here are the spells. Again, very common ratios. Skybridge, very good. Help me dodge a couple of things. Constellar, Tellarknights, I mean, best boot card. It helped me a lot to bait a couple of interactions, but nothing much else. I would even consider playing that too, but whatever, no? Rota, because of course Rota. And then for the traps, D-Barrier, Anti-Spell Fragrance, and Phantom Knight's Fogblade. It could be whatever you want here, but Fogblade was the card that I had in hand, no? So, basic resume of the experience. D-Barrier was okay. I mean, it stopped the Dynamorphia player in round 3, but did nothing much else. I had to side it out for the Labyrinth and Marines matchup because there was really no point of playing it there. Anti-Spell Fragrance was better for the Marines matchup, not so much for the other two. I have seen that now we play some more traps, so I will consider changing this for a... So what's the name of this card? Royal Decree? Probably. Well, I'll have to think about that. Fogblade didn't come up even once. I didn't even draw one Fogblade. So, I don't know, you could just replace it for more names or just keep them. Remember, we're playing Fogblade and not other type of negation because we can put it back to the hand with Triber and just do our combo again. But, I mean, it didn't even come up once. And for the spells, well, they're basic, no? Again, I could play Constellar Tellarknights at 2 probably, but that's up to you. Again, the extra deck, I mean, it was very basic. I've made a couple of changes that actually came up, so I'm very proud of that. So let's go here. What changes did I make to the extra deck? Well, we can play the same ratios as always, not 2 Constellar Caduceus, Constellar Caduceus, 1 Ptolemaios, 1 Dark Tellarknight. These are your rank 4s for the Tellarknights that you normally summon. Ptolemaios was very good, it helped a couple of matches. I explain a second in what. But Limus also came up a lot. It helped me to slow down some games. And Caduceus obviously because of yes. Delteros, Triber, those are the other 2 that you play. I will play White Triber because it only came up with 1 copy. The 2 copies were not necessary and also you only have 1 ulti. So Delteros came up once, but I don't think you can cut it because you need a way to just pop off things, no? Then here we have our other things that we played for the Constellar Satellar things. Diamond came up a lot. In the Labyrinth matchup, it was a negate. It came up very easily, and Pleiades M7 during the Marines matchup were also very, very good. What I left on the board here usually was Constellar Diamond Batleimus, especially in the Marines matchup, to make all the Marines dark monsters instead of water. Very interesting thing to do basically, no? Now, Ptolemaios was just to summon Constellar Diamond. Why? Because I didn't consider Cyber Dragon Infinity to be good. I know it's an Omni negate, different from the Diamond, which is only a monster negate and a situational one. But in testing, I needed the space. I couldn't just play Sidra Nova Infinity, so I just went with this Nova Infinity combo, which also didn't come up really. I didn't really miss it in the 3 rounds. There was no way to win them by any other means, so really didn't miss that, no? Paguska Dweller Sus. Paguska was good, it helped me stop the Dino Morbius player a couple of turns. However, I didn't have an out for the monsters, they were just too big. And couldn't activate monster effects because they are floodgates that don't activate effects, so... what can we do? We need to wait a way to stop that, but I didn't find one. Dweller, again, could have made it against the Dinomorphia, but couldn't activate it. You know what? Could have been good against the Dinomorphia player? Yeah, Cowboy. Could have been better. Also, in the Marines matchup, this would have been the factor to win instead of just drawing. Because we took a lot of time to do game 1. Game 2, I lost. Game 1, I win. Game 2, I didn't realize how much time we had consumed, so I didn't put attention on the damage, and I surrendered too late. I tried to go to game 3, but there was really no chance of just doing damage, so I really missed Gaga Cowboy. I think you should play it, for at least in the side deck, no? And something that came up that I prepared to, no? 1 Lina, 1 Unicorn, 1 Abomination. What came up really was getting devaried. That was one concern that I had for this deck. That in the previous list I had all 15 cards in the extra just being monsters, and Debarrier very popular right now. So I decided to just play 3 links to try to clear anything else in a turn that I got Debarrier, which it came up in the first round with the Labyrinth player. He threw 2 Debarriers, consecutive Debarriers, and I could have done something, but also. Ghost and Match was up on the field, so if you don't know what Ghost and Match does, basically you can only summon 1 attribute, you can only control 1 attribute of the 6 available, and all of the Satellars are lights. So the only light monster here is Lina, which I did to return one Tellar monster when she was destroyed. But I could have just cleared a little bit more if I could have gone into Unicorn Abomination, like the plan was supposed to go. Which I think these 3 cards are like the very important thing on this deck. And I would probably just change the Abomination for any other thing, probably Light, but I don't know. They were really helpful if I could have made them. And finally, side deck. Very similar to the other one, no? Where we play a lot of Bestials as a hand trap, no? Druid's Worm, Magnamut, Baldrake. Didn't see them once. I sided them a lot for the games for round 1 and round 3. Didn't see one. Curious how life works, no? Dark Ruler no more, because why not? I mean, any type of negation is good negation, so Dark Ruler no more for going second. Lightning Storm, the only change because we are playing Ghost Bell in the main. Book of Moon for the Kashira matchup that didn't come up because no Kashira matchup or purely matchup, and Evenly Match. Evenly Match, good, it helped me delay my loss in the second game against the Labyrinth. But besides that, I didn't really see the extra deck, the side deck. I sided a lot, even in the last game against Dino Morbius, I sided 13 cards. I just left out the 2 Book of Moons, which in hindsight I probably should have thrown them in. I only saw the evenly matches. I didn't see, well, and the Dark Ruler on Morse, but there was nothing to do in that case. On the first match, I could have just, on the first game of round 3, I could have just Dark Ruler no more the Dynamorpheus player and try to play from there, but I needed a way to do damage. And also all of their monsters recover something for some reason, so I didn't see the point of that. But yeah, I wouldn't change a lot of the side deck. I think the side deck like this works perfectly fine. So yeah, that was the YCS experience. I'm sorry to not bring good news, but I did what I could. I dropped after round 3 because I didn't see the point on trying to get the other points. You needed 16 points at least to go to day 2, and I couldn't even get more than 1. So what did I learn on this YCS? That if I want to play this game, I need to be more focused on the meta that we have at the moment, and that of course you should really think of all the situations, especially of going into time. How can you win going into time? But anyways, I digress. So that will be anything today. I don't know why I'm blurred suddenly. Is it focusing here? I don't know. Thank you so much for coming in. Again, sorry that I cannot bring good news about the YCS experience. And I'll see you the next time when I can put this blurry camera into good quality, same as the camera here. Thank you so much, and bye bye.